Hey guys, hope you're well. Quick video here for you on this bad boy. I've used this in a few previous videos and people always ask about it. This is a Soto micro torch and it's really good for outdoor use. I've had this a few years now and honestly since I got it I've hardly touched a Bic lighter at all. There's just one issue though that I'll talk about later. The hardcore survival guys have a problem with this style of lighter, but there's an easy fix. That aside, the pros massively outweigh the cons. The most obvious advantage is that it's windproof. Anyone who's ever tried lighting anything with a Bic in any sort of wind knows what a pain in the ass it can be, and the amount of heat this thing puts out too. If you've got marginal tinder, for example if your tinder's damp or whatever, a good beasting with this thing sorts you right out. And I find the directional flame is very useful too. The flame on a standard Bic lighter, it always burns straight up, but this flame, it burns wherever you point it. So it's much more convenient for, say, lighting stoves and stubborn tinder, etc. I actually bought this initially for lighting hexamine cubes, which can be a real pain in the ass to light, especially in the wind. And as I say, I've hardly touched a Bic lighter since. So to make this review complete, I'll just go through the stats here for anyone interested. If not, feel free to skip ahead. The weight is 34 grams, or roughly 1 ounce. It's 8 centimeters tall. That's just over 3 inches. It's 18 millimeters wide, this way, or about 2/3 of an inch, and this way it's about 3 centimeters wide, or just over 1 inch. It comes in black, orange and blue. Obviously I got black because why not? Of course I got black. Price wise, it's sitting about £15 at the minute here in the UK. I think it was closer to a tenner when I bought it. That was a couple of years ago. So definitely expensive for a lighter, but it is refillable. The refill valve is just here. Hopefully the camera can see that. I just keep it topped up, especially before a longer trip, and I've never been caught empty. Though, having said that, it did get used to repair a canoe. Once we were on a canoe trip in Scotland and the guys had to melt some plastic to fix a hole in their canoe, and I have to say the lighter was handed back rather empty, if I recall. But there's a fuel window here. Don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. It's hard to see on camera. I'm not sure if that's showing, but it does work well, so no excuses for running empty. There's flame control here too. This twist. Not sure how well the camera's picking that up, but it does work well. And I keep it on full blast because why wouldn't you? It doesn't light with the cap down, so it's safe enough. You do not want this thing going off in your pocket or in your bag, but I haven't been burned to death yet, so all good. The issue I mentioned earlier with this style of lighter is that if this is damaged or if it runs out of fuel, there's no way of creating a spark. With a Bic lighter, even when there's no fuel, the sparking mechanism still works and it can massively help get a fire going in a pinch. So the hardcore survival guys don't like these. They like their Bic lighters, and I mean, they're not wrong, but the answer is simple. Just carry a backup. If there's a chance of ending up in a survival situation, you should always have backups and contingencies and redundancies. A spare lighter, or two spare lighters and a ferro rod, and if you think you're going to need it, a comprehensive fire kit. The point being that not every item has to be super hardcore survival optimized to be useful in the outdoors. But rant over. That's about it, I think, for the video. There's a lanyard hole here. A high-vis lanyard probably isn't the worst idea, if that's your thing. Yeah, nice and robust overall, very well made. The button's nice and clunky. It's easy to use with gloves on, or if your hands are cold. All good. That's it for the video. Questions, comments, etc. stick them below. Thanks for watching. Cheers.